Hello peers, this is Green Ray, and today I am doing a video where I show you guys what it's like to play Pokemon Unite. So I spent some time on June 25th playing the test version of this game on the Switch, and here we have a highlight of me playing it. So I spent, looks like about 2 hours or so on the game. This highlight is 2 hours and 11 minutes. So just take a look and maybe do some fast forwarding, some pausing, rewinding, or whatever. And you guys can get to look at this new game that's going to be coming out. Okay, so actually that's a good spot to pause it at. Oops, I guess I didn't really get the timestamp on that. But so first of all, we notice that it's owned by Tencent Game, or they're part of the reason why this game exists. Tencent Games, by the way, owns League of Legends nowadays, or something like that. They're fairly partial ownership, so they're doing the same thing with this. Anyways, so yeah, it's meant to be similar to League of Legends. It does have some similarities with it. It also reminds me of Dominion, actually, and which is an old game mode that was inside of League of Legends. So if you guys are League of Legends players and you liked playing Dominion, I think you'll like this. So anyway, that's what the map looks like. Now, there isn't a absolutely ginormous number of Pokemon in this particular game. There's only like, I don't know, maybe 20 or so. I'm not sure how many. But not a huge amount. Um, but it's got some pretty good representation. It's got some newer Pokemon, it's got some older Pokemon. It's got a decent variety of types of Pokemon as well. So far, I think maybe my favorite Pokemon that I've played has been Slowbro. Um, Slowbro kind of plays similarly to, if you've played League of Legends, he's somewhat similar to Malzahar, I guess. He's got a similar ultimate. For those of you that play Dota 2, that would be Bane Elemental. So it's got some really good cinematics, as you can see, very impressive. Basically like watching a movie. I guess you'd expect nothing less from a Pokemon game that's trying to be like, you know, an alternative to other really good games that are already within the same genre. So these are some various screens that I might not be able to read perfectly because I'm not a native Japanese language user. But if you guys want to read that and figure out what it says, be my guest. Go ahead and pause the video, because there's definitely some stuff to read here and there. I'm not sure what this one home I really didn't, but we can pretend that I did. In America, sir, that Sugiya. So I went with that as a name simply because that's already my username on the Pokemon trading card game. Not that I'll ever necessarily go back to that. I probably won't, but who knows. And then I had to like change so my character looks and stuff. Doesn't really matter. I just tried to make it look like me. There weren't really a whole lot of options. Pokemon train. This is meant to be like Elvis. Oh yeah, his name is like Elvis. Was holding it, let you practice with people. Pokemon. Slam dunk. So those slam dunk thingies are like the Dominion capture platform thingies. So that's why I said it's kind of like Dominion. So actually, it's you have to score the points. So you earn points for doing various things, mostly like knocking out other Pokemon, whether it's like a neutral Pokemon or the enemy team Pokemon or whatever. You earn points for doing that. And then you have to turn them in too. So it might remind you guys a little bit of Heroes of the Storm as well, because it's the same basic mechanic as what you find in quite a few of the battlegrounds in Heroes of the Storm. So again, if you guys liked Dominion and you don't actually have access to Pokemon Unite like I don't, you guys might want to consider trying Heroes of the Storm, because it's actually a really good game. The one problem with Heroes of the Storm is it doesn't have much of a player base. So if you try to play anything other than quick match, you might have a difficult time actually finding a match. So just be warned, there's a certain lack of players in that game. Anyways, this is the default map. I'm not sure if there were other maps. I don't think there was. I only played it for a couple of hours, so there isn't a whole lot to remember. But there's also a decent amount that's possible to forget, if that makes sense. Anyways, so one thing that's interesting is, although the represented character is Charizard, you actually start the game as Charmander, and then you become Charmeleon, and then Charizard. And Slowbro has the same deal. He starts out as Slowpoke, and then he becomes Slowbro later. So I guess, I mean, as you get experience, which you get it how you would think that you would, you just kind of, I don't know, fight enemies in general or knock them out. Combination of the two get you levels. Anyways, yeah, I'm not too sure how the experience gaining works. But it does not appear, it does not appear that your team shares experience globally like they do in Heroes of the Storm, because as you can see, these people can have various levels of experience progression. Anyways, so there are like these neutrals, or what in League of Legends you would normally call them jungle monsters, which you can fight. So this is a Tauros Pokemon, just like Charmeleon's a Pokemon, and that's Ipom. And as you can see, there are like extra copies of some of the more common Pokemon, like the Ipoms. The lower level Pokemon give you fewer points. I'm pretty sure there's a Tauros on the other side of the map, as well as one of these things as well. Are these called Kecleons or something like that? No, I think it's like a evolved form of No. Actually, I think it's a different name to Pokemon. I don't know. I don't remember all the names of all the Pokemon, to sue me. There's a Zapdos. So Zapdos is pretty cool. He's like a special neutral, I think. There's also a Rotom is a special neutral. I'm not too sure about what the special neutrals do, but I do know that Rotom will go to the nearest capture point, from what I could tell, and he will score a bunch of points, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if it works similarly to the Goblin Sappers in Heroes of the Storm or not, or if it's a little different from that, but it looks similar to that. What did I do with my water container? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so as you could see, it was possible to raise your trainer level and get a bunch of rewards. Although we're only able to play the game for 2.5 days, so it'd be hard to farm all that stuff. I don't know why there's potion icons in here, but... What's this? Why is this... Oh, it's But yeah, it looks like their setup is somewhat similar to Shadowverse or something like that, or Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, where they're pretty generous with what you get if you just keep on playing the game. It's like, you get a Pokemon on day 2, day 7, or whatever number it was, another one at 14 or something. Anyways, yeah, something like that. So, way more generous, I would say, than League of Legends when it comes to earning new characters, from what I can tell, what their model is looking like. So I'm kind of curious how they're planning on monetizing the game at the moment. It does look like you can buy, you can buy the stuff outright instead of paying to play it. But yeah, and so this is me just like talking to chat. I think they may have it available on other devices as well. So keep your guys' eyes open. And if you are willing to play it in any language, feel free to turn on more, tune into more news articles in various languages. Because I was able to play this because I was watching the Japanese news on the Nintendo Switch. So because I was watching Japanese Nintendo Switch news, I was able to notice that this game was available for testing. Because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to play it when I did. We could actually try to increase the quality. We're actually watching at 360p for some reason. Don't ask me why. Okay, that's probably better. You guys will be able to read some of the stuff. Like, telekinesis is the name of this ability. Netto is that one. I don't know what Netto means. It's like water cannon or something. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what this says. Something about look around at the stage or whatever. And this is like recall to the start location or something. Yeah. This is your capture points or whatever we're calling this stuff. You can turn. This is how many you personally have, is what the numbers. Yeah. So I'm not sure where the number would be for how many my team has scored, or maybe if that's not meant to be displayed. It's possible that if you push the start button, you'll pull up this menu, and this menu might actually show you. Oh, it looks like it did push that button. I don't know if it did what I wanted it to do or not. But anyway, in this case it's a one-on-one, so I technically don't have a team anyways. Anyway, let's go ahead and skip ahead for a bit. Oh, Pikachu knocked me out later. Oh yeah, it took me a while to figure out how do you aim stuff. It actually wasn't the easiest thing to figure out. I think you have to use the right control stick or something like that. Get wrecked, Pikachu. Alright. Really do it. Kind of unfortunate. I'm actually not familiar with what Pokemon that is. That bee-like looking Pokemon, like right there, the one that's worth 6 points for knocking it out. I don't recognize that Pokemon at all. Does anyone else recognize that Pokemon? Okay. That's a Crawdaunt. I recognize that water Pokemon that's really red. So, those were fine. Ochimono, it means like what they have. I have 2 slots locked. That's interesting. Does that mean I need more experience? So leftovers is the starting item that you can get, and you can get things like the power band or whatever it's called. A lot of these items you might recognize from other Pokemon games, such as the card game, or maybe some of the regular RPG games. There's like silver glasses or whatever in the world those things are called. I'm not sure what this is. Like Ace Biscuit. Okay. So the Pokemon that you control, I believe, are called Ace Pokemon, and I guess you're an Ace trainer or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think that's what the terminology is. So that's why there's like an Ace Biscuit. Ace Biscuit is like something that it's like top quality or something. The Ace is kind of like a substitute for the word hero or champion, I guess. Anyway, in Japanese it's Aosu is how they pronounce Ace, I guess. Kind of weird, but whatever. I guess they wanted it to be like 3 letters long, just like our Ace is. As you can see right now, it's kind of like in blind pick or something like that, or kind of like quick match from Here's the Storm. So yeah, like there's a Kairiki on both teams. Kairiki, aka Machamp. Anyway, this is a proper 5-on-5 battle. So I guess I'm playing Pikachu now, or oh, I'm observing. I'm watching somebody else.
Oh, I didn't know Slowbro had that attack. That was cool looking.
Yeah, I think I was either watching a live game or replay. It was probably a replay. I was curious about the spectator
so it's kind of like
features.
League of Legends, but the gameplay is more like Heroes of the Storm. Like, action is basically immediate, for the most part.
Like, yeah, that's a good point. Like,
fighting each other as little or as often as they like, for the most part.
Yeah, and Here's the Storm, like, you start fighting each other potentially, like, almost, like, basically immediately as soon as the game starts. And it's the same thing here, like, there's potential, because you're going to be fighting over various objectives, depending on whatever happens in the meta. Like, in Here's the Storm, even before the minions spawn, like, people might be fighting over a watchtower, which is really interesting. I'm not sure if they have the equivalent in this game or not, but there's definitely going to be neutrals, like, right at the very beginning that they could fight over. Whereas I guess in Here's, I don't know if the neutrals spawn right away in Here's the Storm, or if they do, they might be slightly too powerful to bother taking on. I think there's actually a delay on fighting them. But I think it's really cool that there's no delay here, because why should there be? Like, so anyways, there's no, like, marching armies in this game, so that's part of why it makes sense for there to be action immediately.
FPS is lower. Wait, did I just pause it? Apparently I paused it. Cool.
It's interesting, when you pause it, the character's animation loops. So that's probably not what they want to do. They might change that eventually, but it's really a small detail. It's nothing to really complain about, but it is something they'll probably fix one day.
Oh, purple team's actually winning right now. There's a purple and an orange team is how this works. Should probably watch one of the purple characters in action.
Oh, was this my game?
Purple team is just massacring them right now.
There's no way this was my game, was it? I don't know.
Or orange.
Well, I remember the Rotom as if it was my own game, but I guess it wasn't my game. Oh no, my Rotom turned in though. Yeah, the Rotom didn't turn in yet. That's weird. Like, Slowbro was so, like, I had the same game. I'm pretty sure. Dude, I guess I'm losing my mind. Well, whatever, anyway. Here I am trying to read stuff. So you can get different outfits. So I guess like clothing your trainer is kind of a big deal in this game, but I don't know how they're going to make people want clothing on their trainers. I guess it's for like the loading screen mostly or something. Because you can't put the trainer in the actual game. It's gonna be too distracting, I think. I actually found the Pokemon trainer within Super Smash Bros. Be really confusing. Like, anyways, yeah, there's multiple resources to purchase with, just like in Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends. So you can use the multiple different kinds of points. So you can see here, they actually gave me quite a lot of resources, but I wasn't sure if I was supposed to spend them or not. Considering we only had 2.5 days to play it, I suppose what I should have done is I should have actually just spent my resources and just played as many Pokemon as I could, but I didn't. Actually, only played it for a couple of hours, and then I was planning on playing it the next week or something like that, but I wasn't able to. It wasn't available anymore.
So it's basically blind pick at the moment.
Anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward ahead a bit. Sorry, I'm fighting a Crawdaunt while I'm still a Slowpoke. Now I'm a Slowbro. There's an enemy Slowbro I'm fighting.
Or no, maybe not.
I'm actually 2 levels above him though. But yeah, apparently I was in a bit of a pinch.
Why is his blue bar so high? Is that like shielding or something? How does he do that? I guess I have a lot to learn. Rotom. We're fighting Rotom right now.
Oh, this is the Rotom that turns in during my game. I remember now. Oh, so I watched it in replay, and then we got it to happen in the actual game. Oh, looks like you can actually take out the Rotom. He has a certain amount of HP. I don't think he loses points, so you have to like defeat him if you want to prevent him from capturing. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a countdown. So maybe you could cancel it or at least interrupt it for a time. I'm not sure how that would work. Maybe if they come there, they might kick Rotom out of there, and then they could have another chance to knock it out again. Maybe Rotom's HP wouldn't go to full, and so yeah, that's what I would assume would happen. Because when you try to do a turn-in, and the enemy shows up at the turn-in point, they can stop your turn-in.
I don't know, I'm surrounded.
Like, they don't have to fight you, they can just stand there. You have to get them off of the turn-in, otherwise they're protecting it.
I'm not quite dead yet, somehow.
Water gun, that was the name I remembered. I guess water cannon might be another move name, but I was trying to think of water gun at the time. And I was talking about Netto. So anyways, instead of telekinesis, I ended up grabbing
Where exactly am I?
Do Wasude.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means.
Oh no, I went too deep into their territory. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, he used his so-called ultimate on me or whatever. Oops.
Wait, really?
Anyways, we managed to dominate them. Well, I guess not. That's not exactly dominating. But their Charizard was like their worst player and was the reason they lost the game for sure.
Biki Nasu. Is this supposed to be business? I guess. That's how I've earned. Pick it up. This fight. No, that's not true. This was a already.
Me trying to read things.
Whatever. Okay. So I guess we finished the tutorial up.
So you earn points to spend on like champion or ace Pokemon and stuff like that.
Very nice.
From playing the tutorial, which is pretty cool. So I started playing more of the tutorial. there's a decent variety of Pokemon that you can play as. It's honestly, it's a really, really, really nice game. I hope they've um, I hope it becomes decently popular. Because as it stands right now, it's looking like a really, really nice game. Like I'm quite impressed. This Pokemon here is kind of like Quinn from League of Legends, I guess, is the best way to describe it. I'm not sure if that sounds cliche or something.
So Talonflame seems pretty good, but without like a support to help them out, healing or something, it's kind of sketchy.
Talonflame is basically a high damage, low sustain ace Pokemon.
Yeah, so I am
At
curious
least in this
which
particular game.
Pokemon can heal and which can't. I want to know about. I can't. Oh, and it fully healed. Okay, well, I definitely bit off more than I could chew there.
I was trying to solo a really high level Pokemon. And now I'm finally fully evolved into Talonflame. So for some reason, Pikachu, if you select Pikachu, he doesn't evolve into Raichu, because of course your target Pokemon is Pikachu. So I guess the idea behind that, oh, and there's a Pikachu right there, speaking of which. I guess the idea behind it is it's just, the poster Pokemon. So I do hope eventually they'll make like a Raichu that you could pick as well, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the concept of him, like, he's not evolving. Like, all these other Pokemon are like their final forms. I mean, obviously there's possible to do Mega Evolutions and stuff like that, but do you really care about that stuff? I guess not. I decided to try the Ninja Water Toad Pokemon thingy. And I would say it plays somewhat similarly to Talonflame in that it's a pretty high damage character with not very much sustain. I do think I like this one a little bit more than Talonflame, I think. And when I was actually a decent level, I managed to solo this thing, so that was cool.
I think he doesn't move as fast as Talonflame, but he's able to pump out more damage than Talonflame.
Yeah, so he's less immobile, so more enemies that can possibly escape might be more likely to escape him compared to Talonflame. So he's not necessarily a super hard carry, I guess, if you want to reference, like, the champions or heroes or aces or whatever by how easy it is for them to pick off weak enemies. Like, Talonflame would be better at that, I suppose. But for an overall, like, so in other words, like, I would say the water dude, Greninja, he's better for, like, general team fights, whereas Talonflame is better for skirmishes, is one way of looking at it. So if it's not like a straight up 5 versus 5 fight, if it's instead like a 2 versus 2 or something like that, Talonflame might have a pretty good advantage. Anyway, I decided to play Slowbro again because I liked him. I don't remember. I don't know if I don't know if I won the Greninja game or not. I'm not sure if it really matters. I think I might have won all of my games. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I think there's a pretty real possibility I lost one. But there was the I think if I lost any game, it might have been my Talonflame game. Generally speaking, I noticed that there were I would get Okay, so I actually lost the Greninja game, even though I was doing decently. So yeah, I definitely lost at least one game. I'm gonna take a quick peek to see if I won or lost the Talent Flame game, just out of curiosity. Looks like we won. Yeah, oh, we absolutely obliterated them. They were garbage. Yeah. So obviously we had better opponents when I was playing as Greninja. Anyway, I guess because I lost my Greninja game, that's why I decided to pick Slowbro again, because I found him to be a pretty reliable Pokemon. So I wanted to see if I would lose another match if I played one that I was. It looks like I won this match. Yeah, just saw the win message pop up. Oh yeah, we smashed them. They didn't stand a chance. Anyway, yeah, so the matchmaking is going to be a little bit lopsided sometimes, I think. But that's what you can expect from team strategy games in general with the matchmaking. Um, so I didn't necessarily do a great job of like showing you guys all the possible Pokemon you could play as, but there are a lot. Um,
So yeah, I'm not sure about the economics of this game yet, but
anyway, there isn't much else to see. You know, there's loads of favorites. You know, like Garchomp. Um,
so far
there's Wigglytuff.
interesting.
And I actually decided to draw an emote,
Go to the Pokemon section.
which, let's see, how do I make that? I drew this emote,
I'm not sure about the
so
economics
that's really cool. Let me just type it one more time. I drew that to celebrate the fact that Pokemon Unite is a thing, and because Slowbro is basically my favorite right now for that game. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed checking out this preview. I don't know what else to do other than just like put the highlight and just talk about my thoughts. So, yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time playing these kinds of games. Uh, back when Warcraft 3 was a thing, I would play a game called The Great Strategy, which at the time I thought was better than Dota, which was another game inside Warcraft 3. So I wasn't the biggest fan of Dota. One thing I didn't like about it was the really loud and obnoxious announcers. Um, in League of Legends and in Dota 2, they carry on with the loud, obnoxious announcers, which is unfortunate, but they're trying to get the players and or the fans like typed and stuff. So I guess those guys they like the loudness. I know me when I was younger, when I actually watched like pro sports like basketball or football, I would basically mute the game because I couldn't be bothered to listen to the announcers because they were so annoying for me. But anyway, yeah, that's like me in particular. So if I hope that when they come out with Unite, I hope that we'll have plenty of like options for making sure that announcers are not annoying. But it might be a good idea for the popularity of the game for them to have loud, obnoxious announcers as an option for the players too. So I think it would be good if they strike some sort of balance there. Um, because League of Legends and Dota 2 are really popular. So even though I might not like the loudness that can be present in such games, that doesn't mean Pokemon should deny other people being able to have loudness. Um, anyways, yeah, so I guess I'll see y'all later. Thanks for checking out this preview. I'm gonna try to do more YouTube content in general. So stay tuned and you'll see more stuff.